We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Shut up, bitch!
Alright gang, so as of recent years, we've been getting a lot of childhood fairy tale horror movies, such as The Pooh vs. Blood and Honey Part 1 and 2, and then we recently just got The Wizard of Oz, The Yellow Brick Road horror film. And with this new generation of kids, I feel like some of them need a reality check. Some of these kids today are a little bit too spoiled and a little too erratic. And some of these kids today, I think, deserve a little butt kicking.
So, you like kicking butts, do ya?
No. I don't think physically, I think mentally. But I now have a solution for said problem. So alas, here are some children TV shows that I think deserve a horror movie adaptation that can traumatize our children back into reality. Okay, so starting off in no particular order, Dora the Explorer. Like, there's so many scenarios and twists and turns you can do in this Dora the Explorer horror film. Like, let's look at some of these antagonists in the TV show. The grumpy old troll who lives under the bridge. He looks mean and just nasty. There's probably evil monsters and evil creatures that live under that bridge with him. A live action grumpy old troll, like, you can make him look like the leprechaun from Leprechaun in the Hood. Just disgusting, and he looks like he doesn't wash his ass. And yo, don't get me started on Swiper. Like, just imagine Dora and Boots be like, hey, stop, Swiper, no swiping. Then he all of a sudden grabs a Glock and tells them, hey, run that backpack, gang. And then Dora decides to fight back like, nah, gang, you gotta catch this fade. And then all of a sudden she turns into the Tomb Raider. Next on my list, I have the Teletubbies. Honestly, the Teletubbies, I still to this day don't know what this show is about, which honestly makes this show a lot more creepy than it should be. It's just four colored alien creature things that just walk around partying and dancing and jumping around. Like, that's already weird. Even that vacuum looked pretty suspicious. Like, that vacuum could probably suck the soul and life out of somebody. And what's interesting to me is that the Teletubbies made a cameo appearance in the opening scene of the 28 years later horror movie. It's just so surprising, because if they're in that movie, why not just make a full-fledged Teletubbies horror movie? Like, that would be so interesting to watch. And while doing research for this video, I just found out that the Sun Baby from the old Teletubby show is now grown with a child. That's how you know I'm getting old. So this next entry on my list, it's necessarily not a TV show. It's a book, a childhood book called No David. Now, if you've never read or heard of No David, it's basically his mom and other people telling him no for doing bad stuff, and he's making bad decisions. But if you turn this into a full-fledged horror movie, yo, I will be there at the theater. I will be sitting right there. Like, just imagine one day David gets tired of people telling him no. David gets tired of people rejecting him. One day he just snaps. David could literally turn into this massacre school shooting machine. Like, he takes his anger out on his mother. He takes it out on his teachers. He takes it out on his friends and students. He already looks weird. He already looks creepy. Like, look at his teeth. And next on this list, I have Thomas and Friends. I very much love Thomas and Friends. I had DVDs all across the board for this show. And even the animation style. The animation style for this time, I really thought it was different. I'd never seen something like that in quite some time for a children's TV show. But that does not mean this animation style was not creepy. Like, some of these trains barely open their mouths. Like, their eyeballs look weird. I don't know. I always kind of had nightmares as a kid. But as a horror movie aspect, I would love to see it. Like, just imagine one of the conductors is like an evil genius or something, and they like try to manipulate one of the trains or something, and they turn the train into like this killing machine. Like, what if a human being was laid out on the train tracks and one of the trains just runs them over and there's blood spatter all over the screen? But like I said before, this show itself is already creepy and it looks weird. Like, just take a look at this train. This train looked like it could come in my bedroom, take my manhood without my consent. Like, what the hell? And next on my list, and last but not least, Blue's Clues. Now, Blue's Clues, one of my all-time favorite children's TV shows, right? Now, imagine Blue just snaps one day, right? Like he has a bad reaction to something, and then one day he just turns into this man-eating dog beast. Nobody knows what's wrong with him. He just starts eating, chomping at the bit, just terrorizing everybody in this house. And so Steve, Joe, and that other dude, I don't really care about him that much. I don't watch the reboot, but all three of them have to team up to try and stop this dog. Like they heavily have to rely on this handy dandy notebook to draw like a rocket launcher or a AK-47, something that can stop this beast. Studios, if you're watching this, please let's get a Blue's Clues horror movie. I think it would be so funny to watch.